As Christians, we are constantly reminded of the spiritual battle that rages on between good and evil. The concept of a Satanic New World Order NWO may seem like a conspiracy theory to some, but for many believers, it represents a real and present threat to our faith, values, and way of life. The NWO is often depicted as a secretive, elitist movement that seeks to establish a one-world government, economy, and religion, with Satan as its driving force. To fight back against this perceived evil, Christians must first understand the nature of the threat and then employ effective spiritual strategies to counter it. The Satanic NWO is thought to be a complex network of powerful individuals and organizations that manipulate world events, governments, and institutions to achieve their sinister goals. They allegedly use various tactics, including deception, propaganda, and mind control to shape public opinion and pave the way for their twisted agenda. According to some Christian leaders, the NWO seeks to eradicate traditional Christian values such as family, morality, and national sovereignty and replace them with a secular, humanistic ideology that worships Satan. To combat this evil, Christians must start by putting on the whole armor of God, as described in Ephesians 6:10-18. This means cultivating a deep, personal relationship with Jesus Christ, studying Scripture, and praying regularly. By doing so, believers can develop a strong sense of discernment, allowing them to distinguish between truth and falsehood, and to recognize the NWO's subtle influences in their lives. Additionally, Christians should be aware of the NWO alleged symbols, rituals, and code words, which often masquerade as innocent or benevolent, but actually serve to further the satanic agenda. Another essential strategy is to build strong, supportive communities of like-minded believers. This can involve joining a local church, participating in Bible studies, or connecting with online forums and social media groups. By networking with fellow Christians, individuals can share knowledge, resources, and encouragement, helping to strengthen each other's faith and resolve in the face of adversity. Furthermore, these communities can provide a safe space for believers to discuss sensitive topics, such as the NWO, without fear of ridicule or persecution. Christians must also take a stand against the NWO ideological strongholds, such as secular humanism, socialism, and globalism. This can involve engaging in respectful, informed discussions with others, particularly in the public sphere, to promote traditional Christian values and challenge the dominant narratives. By doing so, believers can help shape public opinion, influence policy decisions, and create a more just and equitable society that reflects God's will. Moreover, Christians should support organizations, ministries, and initiatives that actively counter the NWO agenda, such as those promoting religious freedom, family values, and national sovereignty. In addition to these spiritual and communal efforts, Christians can employ practical, everyday actions to resist the NWO. For example, they can boycott companies, products, or services that promote or support the satanic agenda and instead choose to invest in businesses that align with their values. Believers can also reduce their reliance on mainstream media, which often serves as a mouthpiece for the NWO, and instead seek out alternative sources of news and information. By being mindful of their consumer choices and media consumption, Christians can help starve the NWO of its resources and influence. Ultimately, fighting back against the Satanic New World Order requires a deep understanding of the spiritual forces at play, as well as a commitment to living out one's faith in a bold, courageous, and uncompromising way. By putting on the armor of God, building strong communities, challenging ideological strongholds, and making informed, values-driven choices, Christians can effectively resist the NWO evil influences and help create a brighter, more righteous future for themselves, their families, and their nations. As the Apostle Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 10:4, "The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds." With faith, perseverance, and the right strategies, Christians can overcome the satanic NWO and usher in a new era of peace, justice, and righteousness.